Yes, hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm a little bit early. Yes, welcome, welcome. I'm NCK 2310. Yes, welcome, welcome. Just a few minutes before we start. Yes, just a few more seconds, then we start. To write everything. Yes, welcome, welcome everybody. I'm NCK 2310 and welcome to my channel. Yes, what we do here, we do scrutinize and analyze songs. Yes, which are the songs can be very motivating and very encouraging, and they give us a piece of advice. Yes, that's what we do here on this channel. And today, without me wasting any time, I can just dive in directly. I've prepared a song, and the song is a very, very beautiful song. And the song is about praying. Yes, as I said last time, that I'll be talking about the song. And then if you find out who is the singer or stuff like that, you can write it down there. Yes. So let me start to read what the song says. And we see if we can learn 1, 2, 3 things with this song. I start to read. The song says, it's just because through prayers that my loved ones pray for me and the mercies of God. That's why I am here today. Otherwise, I was to perish. I was to be finished long time. You know, this song on the first verse, it says about the importance of praying. And also, if you have family members or people close to you who prays for you, prayers are very, very important. You know, this song says that prayers can save us because it only takes the mercies of God for us to be alive today. The song continues to say, Lord, when you made me, you knew where and how I will live. And you knew that in this world which is so evil, I see Joyce. Thank you for coming. Welcome, 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 Joyce. That in this life where we are in this world where we are living in, that this world is full of evil. It's wicked. It's a very risky, dangerous world we are living in. We know very well what's going on around the world. Wars everywhere. People fighting each other. Criminals everywhere. Murderers. Call them, name them. The world we are living in is a risky, dangerous world. And this song is telling us that only through prayers we can make it. Only through praying to God. That each and every day when you get out of your door to go to work or wherever you're going, pray that God may take you safely and bring you back safely. You know, this song tells us that praying is so, so important. I don't want to ask you if you pray, but I could. Because those of us who grew up, like I grew up in the village, in my village in Luakabete. And how I grew up was that praying is very important. I do remember as a small child that we used to pray even before eating anything, whether breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or anything like that. Also back in school where I went to, we also used to pray. And this question is, do you pray today or did you just stop it? Why did you stop praying? Anyway, let's continue on with the song. What the song says: when my mom gave birth to me, she brought me to church, to the house of God. I was baptized and confirmed and so on. We know how the Christians do it. So as to be saved, so as to be protected from the worldly risky situations. The question I want to ask now is, you as a mother or a father, have you shown your children house of God? Have you told your children the importance of praying? Because I know we're in 2025. It's not like the years I was born in early 70s, where our parents could tell us something. I know that nowadays, yes, Joyce, as you say, praying is the key. Yes. You know, nowadays it's like the children we have today, it's like we parents, we forget to show them the way. We forgot to tell them that praying is important. We forget and we forgot to tell them the importance of praying. It's high time with this song we listen what this song is saying. I'll tell you later who sings this song, so you can later on go and listen. For those people who speak Kikuyu language, you can go and listen the song yourself after that. You know, the importance of praying, we cannot ignore it. Because having growing up in the villages, I don't know where you grew up, but for most of us, like in my country where I come from, Kenya, those years, our parents told us, hey, you know what? Praying is important. Sunday was the holy day. You know, Sundays was like the day nobody used to go to work in the farm or anything like that. It was going to church to pray. And this is where we have to go back to praying, because it seems like people stopped praying. Even for us foreigners, when we come, for example, to the foreign countries, we know that in the foreign countries they are not so much religious like Africa. We know that, but still, we as Africans, we don't have to stop to pray just because we are in these modernized diaspora countries. You know, I've been over 30 years, 31 years now in these days, but I still pray because I learned from my childhood the importance of praying. Nobody can say, hey, now you don't live in Kenya in the villages anymore, don't pray. No, praying is good. It's good to pray. And according to this singer, he sings and says that he was shown the house of God by his mom, that his mother told him the importance of praying. Let's continue on to hear the song. It's just because of my mom prayers and God mercies that I'm still standing here today. Otherwise, I could be in graveyards. I could have passed away when I was young. You know, this artist, the one singing, he's saying that his mom used to pray for him so much. And here I want to ask a question as parents, if you have kids, do you pray for your children so that they can be doing the right things in life? Because we know what goes out there. We know what can happen to our children, especially we as parents. Do you pray for your children? Do you ask God to protect your children? Because nowadays, we know what goes on around the world. It's very dangerous. You don't know who your kids are hanging around with. You don't know what your kids are listening to. You don't know how your kids are behaving out there. But we know that with prayers, God hears prayers. When you pray for your kids, that may God protect them, their ways of life, it works, it helps. Because I believe that we as parents, no parent in the world want to have a naughty child. All of us parents, we want to have good obedience children. We want to have kids that we are proud of. We don't want to have any criminals. No parent in this world want his child to be a criminal, to be a murderer, to be someone who steals, to be someone who spoils people's names online, to be someone who, we don't want that. No parents want to have a bad child. All parents, we all want good kids that you are proud and you can say, hey, this is my child. But here we are. Do you pray for that child? Because we know that through prayers, God can guide these children, because we as parents, we are not out there watching them, what they do or who they hang around with. We cannot know or see what the children are doing. And here we are as parents. When things go wrong, when things go bad, when you have those bad news about what your child have done out there, you just have to cry. But the big question is here, do you usually pray for your kids? Because if you do, God will protect those children. Don't leave your kids just to the world. Because the moment you don't pray for your kids, you're just leaving them to the world out there. The world can do what it wants with them. And that's why some kids can join into criminality. And you as a parent, you have no idea. Kids can turn into drug addicts. Kids can turn to be alcoholics. Kids can turn to anything, call it, name it. Because we as parents, I think it's our responsibility. Even if we talk to the kids to give them good piece of advice, we still need to pray for them. We do. You know, in this song, this guy is saying that his mom used to pray for him. And if it was not for his mom and God mercies, he would be dead by now. We know very much that there are so many people, young people, they are in the wrong places where they should not be. And their lives are gone when they're so young, when they haven't lived a life, when they haven't built families. It's high time we start to pray. It's high time we continue talking to our kids. And kids, even if someone is over 18 years, you know, a child will always remain that. You cannot say, oh, like now my daughter is 28. I cannot say that she's not a child anymore. For me, she will always be my child. And you too, as a parent, even if your kids are 30 years, still continue praying for them. Whenever you talk with them, check on them. Try to find out if everything is all right. Try to find out who are their friends. Who are they hanging with? Sometimes kids won't tell the truth. But hey, as parents, try so that we can try to save these kids. And when we pray, God, don't ignore prayers. It could take time, but patience pays. We need to be patient. Whenever we pray, we need also to give God time, to reply to our prayers. The song says, when I grew up and discovered the difference between good and evil, I met with people who knew criminal activities. Can you listen to this song? That when he grew up and he became a grown-up man, he knew already between good things and bad things, good and evil. So there we are. We also have to ask ourselves, do we know good and evil? We have to ask ourselves some questions. You yourself, you talk to yourself and ask yourself, wait a minute, I'm not a child anymore. Do I know what is good and what is bad? Can I differentiate between good and evil? Because the moment we ask ourselves that, so we always have to reason out before we do what we are planning to do. For example, before you come online and lie about people, you know lying about people is wrong. It's evil. It's wicked. You know about, there are so many things that you have to know that they are evil to do, for example. And there are consequences for everything that we do. For example, if you're in a gang, if you join yourself in gangs, especially our youth, our young people, what could happen? Bad things could happen. If you're in a gang, you're going out, maybe stealing people, you're banks and people's stuff, who knows where you're going to end up? Either in prison or you're gone forever. If you're not, when you're gotten, your life won't be the same again. So there we are. We have always to ask ourselves, do we know the difference between good and evil? If you know that what you're doing is evil, stop it. Yes, because in this song, he's saying that he met people who are criminals. There are so many of our youths who are grown up nicely, but later on in life, they joined themselves in bad groups. They joined themselves in criminality. They started to have friends who are not in the right way. That's why I always say, up to today, with your age, always ask yourself, am I hanging with the right people? Because if you hang around with the wrong people, they will push you into their actions. I am 50 years old, and I still, up to today, still chooses who I want to be around with. What kind of people do I want to be in my life? We never know that. You can never judge just like that. You can try to be, but then if you notice, that one, that direction she or he is going is in the wrong direction, move away before it's too late. You cannot hang around with people you know very well that they are doing wrong things, and you're hanging there, because one day they will pull you. When things are going wrong, you're gonna be in it because you did not move away. It seems like, for example, in the governments, for example, when you notice that the leader is a criminal, you who is working in that government, the best thing you can do is just to resign, move away, because before it's too late. Because if you don't do that, what will happen? You can that leader can continue to do all the bad stuff he's doing, killing people, like in our country, in Kenya. But the moment a case will come out, you people who are around that one, you won't escape, because you stood there, you stayed there, even when the criminal behaviors were being done. So it's high time, even here online. If you go to places, if you come to my channel, for example, and you see my channel is just abusing people, lying about people, just doing bad things here online, maybe just for views, you should move away. Because the moment you still stay there, when people are angry, for example, if I would be angry with Joyce, for example, and I start to say bad things about you, all the other people who are close to me, they will be in it as well, because they did not even try to tell me, hey, stop doing that behavior. What you're doing is wrong. And that's where I say it's very, very important in life to choose the right people. The right people you can choose is when someone is telling you, hey, wait a minute, what you're doing is wrong. Change your ways. Change how you're talking. Stop that bad behavior. Stop spoiling people, innocent people's names who can't defend themselves. Stop lying about people, because those are family, they have family members. It's high time we start to say, you know what? Enough is enough. Let's try to choose the right people. Let's start let us start to go in the right direction. Don't hang around with criminals. And as I've said, criminals are also here online. Criminals are everywhere. In governments, they are criminals. Out here, they are criminals. Online, they are criminals. They are criminals everywhere. So it's high time we say, we're going to choose the right people. Even if it's, you have to take your time. Patience pays. It's better you have right people, a few bad correct people who are correcting you when you're going in the wrong direction, people who are telling you, hey, you know what you're doing is wrong, don't do that way, don't talk bad and lying about people, don't. But if there are people just scratching their heads when you're doing that, those are not your friends. Those are people who will make sure you will go down, and that will be their joy. Those are not people who want good for you. Because if people want good for you, they will tell you, wait a minute, we think what you're doing is wrong. try to come in the right direction. Try, Anyway, let's hear on what the song says. The song says, it's just because of the good advice of my mom and my preacher. Otherwise, I could be finished by now. I could have perished in criminality. As I have said, advising is very good. Taking a piece of advice is very, very good. There are people who don't want to be advised. There are people who think they know everything. There are people who believe, you know what? As for me, I don't want to hear from other people. It's just me, and me, which is wrong. Because the moment you do that, one day will come and you'll be there by yourself, and all the people who are clutching their hands when you are doing wrong, they will move away from you. So it's high time. Start to take advice. Don't take it negatively. If someone advises you in the nice way, if someone tells you, hey, you know what you're doing we think is not right, the kind of friends you're hanging with are not good for you. If someone starts to advise you in a nice way, don't take it negatively. Just think, okay, wait a minute, this person is advising me. This person wants the best for me. Because I think people who want the best for someone, at least they try to give a piece of advice. But people who don't care, people who are just ignorant, people who want others to fail, they'll just be there clutching your hands even when you're doing something wrong. So it's high time you say, you know what? This is high time that you start to listen to good people who want the best for you, people who are advising you, even your parents. When your parents tell you, you know what? Please, I don't want you to be friends with that one and that one and that one. That one is behaving not correctly. I remember when my daughter grew up back in Germany where I lived, and I used to be very careful who is hanging around with my daughter. I know there were kids, yes, but you can hear already when one child is like abusing the other one or talking rude or something like that. It could be that the parents are not teaching that child the right ways. But me as a mother, I had to protect my child and tell my child, listen, please, I want you to be friends maybe with somebody else, because this and this child maybe is beating other kids or is talking bad about other kids. That child will teach you bad manners. That child could bring you down, maybe not today, not tomorrow, but one day in life when she is your friend or he is your friend. I think it's high time we start to check and say, you know what? We have to make sure that we advise our children, our youth. Let's start advising them. Let's start telling them what for example, we as parents, we that have seen so much in life, we that have endured a lot, let's start to advise our kids. Let's start to tell them, you know what we think? This way it could be right. Maybe that way is wrong. And you as a youth, listen to your parents. Start to listen to the mature people a little bit. Because if you ignore, one day you'll be on your own when you fail in life. One day when you're in prison because you went and you joined yourself to gangsters and you started to do bad things, and now you are in prison, you'll be there on yourself, suffering on your own. So it's high time we start to listen also to advice. Like in this song, the writer says that he listened to the piece of advice from his mom and to preachers. We know that there are some good preachers. There are. It's not that everybody is bad in churches. No, there are some good preachers. Yeah, not these who are just for businesses. For businesses, of course, there are many. Move away from them. Because when you stay there, they will just use you. They will use your hard-worked money, which is naive and stupidity if you allow that. Anyway, let's hear what the song says. The song continues to say, I know you blessed me, gave me a talent. I know, Lord, that you blessed me. You gave me a talent for singing. So this writer is blessed in singing. He's an artist, okay? You blessed me with talent for singing, but my enemies, They saw that gift. My enemies saw that I have a talent of singing, and my enemies, they can't sleep. They plan how to bring me down. They plan, they don't sleep. They are awake day and night so that I can go down. And my talent will go to waste. They are there working day and night to finish me. You know, on this verse, it's a very, very nice verse, talking about the enemies, talking about those people who like to pull others down because they are evil, they are wicked. They don't want to see somebody advancing. They don't want to see anyone going up. When they notice you have a talent, when they notice that God is blessing you, God has blessed you in this and this, they will do all their best to pull you down. And this song is saying, God, protect me. So pray always for your talents. If you're talented in this and this and that, pray for it. Tell God, God, please protect my talent. Protect this, what you've given to me. Because if you don't protect it, the evil, wicked people will come and take you down. They will. They don't sleep. You know, this song says that the evil people, they are awake. They are so much awake just to make sure that you don't go up, to make sure you are down, to make sure that they pull you down. So it's high time. Look around where you are. Look around and ask yourself, the people surrounding you, because it's always within. Never look for your enemies out there. The enemies are always within. Ask yourself, wait a minute, the people who are surrounding me, start one by one. Check, who is that? What does he or she do when he or she see that my things are going right? If you're, for example, an artist, check nicely the people hanging around you. Are those people who want you to go up to become a big artist? Or are those people who want to pull your talent down so that your songs can never be known, so that you yourself can never be known? You can never, I even hear that some people are very evil, that when they notice you have a very good voice, you're talented in singing, they even can put stuff in your drink so that they can damage your voice. Look around who you're hanging around with. You have to be your own watchman. You have to. Because if you don't watch and protect your area, you'll be gone. If you don't protect nicely what God has given you, it will go away. Because, hey, remember, the devil was an angel of God. He was there very close to God, the devil. And we know that the devil comes in human beings. It enters human beings. That's how the devil works. So I think it's high time we all say, you know what? We have to protect our areas, but that's done only through prayers. That you protect yourself, you protect your families, you protect your talent through praying, thanking God for that talent. And also, you cannot forget always. You can always never forget also to turn to your parents and tell them, thank you that you brought me into this world, because we know that parents are our other God. It's a blessing to have parents. I remember when my both parents were still alive, I always felt, wow, so beautiful to have them. But now they are up there. But at least the time they were living, I gave all the best what I could to my both parents. I did. Because they brought me into this world. Hey, I had to try my best after God blessed me, but I still have to protect my territory. I still have to protect my family through prayers. You can never protect yourself and everything else with other stuff. Don't, because we know very well that there are many people who can misguide you. There are so many people who can tell you, hey, for you to get protection, you have to go to wagangas, witch doctors. You have to go, I don't know to who, to this and this priest. I don't know to do. No, pray yourself. You don't need anybody between you and God. God hears prayers. You don't need a priest or a bishop or I don't know what in between you and God. As I've always said, I've prayed myself. I never visited any church. Now it's 31 years now. I've never visited any church. Those of you who know my story, you can go back to some of my my YouTube channels. You can see some of my videos. I've explained why I stopped going to any church. So it's high time, if you're there, know that praying yourself and the prayers you get from your parents or your loved ones, that is enough to protect you. That is enough to protect your talent. That is enough to protect your family. That is enough to protect your business. You know, when we see a lot of news and stories, sometimes I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I hear that there are so many people who are told they are ruined in the wrong direction. They are told, hey, for you to protect your business, for you to make it in life, you have to go to wagangas, witch doctors, so they can do, I don't know what they do, those things, they can protect you. That is all evil. And God don't like such behaviors, because, come on, only God can bless you. And that's why some people, you see that sometimes they can be up and all over down, because you don't know what they've been praying in between. You don't know if they had other gods. You know, other, these other, what do you call them? Nano, as you call them in my language. Don't, if you are one of those, don't do it. Just make sure, wait, I just have to put off something there on my computer. Yeah. You just have to make sure that you pray yourself to God, that God can protect you, your family, your business, your talent, call it, name it. Only through prayers. You know, this song is such a beautiful song, which is saying how powerful prayers are. You can see what's going on around the world. That every time someone goes out to work, you open the door, you don't know if you'll come back. You don't know if there's a crazy person out there just ready to kill everybody. You saw like those just few days ago, what that crazy person here in Sweden just went to a school, grown-up school, and shot innocent people. We see all these things everywhere. Also in America, people going to school and assassinating kids, which is so sad, heartbreaking. And the only thing that we can do, just whenever whether you're at home, remember to pray. When you're going out to your jobs every day, pray so that God can bring you back home safely. And also as parents, pray for your kids. Kids, pray for your parents. Yes, I think the only way all of us can make it is praying and praying and praying. There is no other way. We know that those people who have the power, or what they call themselves, they have weapons and they think they can destroy anybody at any time and anywhere. There is nowhere where we can say that we are safe. You know, it's heartbreaking. I think it's high time we all say praying is the only way to go. Let us continue to pray, wherever you are. Like for us Kenyans, wherever we are around the world, let's continue to pray for our nation, our Kenyan, our motherland, so that all those things what are going on can stop. People who are here also, like where I live in Sweden, let us pray so that all these crazy criminals can stop killing innocent people. You know, there is no other way for God to protect us apart from praying. There is no other way. Nobody should tell you otherwise. Because the moment you ignore and you don't pray, you give the chance for the devil to come in. That's what you do. Yes, and we all know that God listens. God listens prayers and he hears prayers. Yes, so please, don't be tired of praying. If you pray, continue praying. Always tell God, God, thank you. Please keep me safe. Wherever you're going, whether at your work, also at your works, you can have a lot of enemies. You can also have enemies at your work. You can have people who lie about you just because they're jealous of you, just because they don't like maybe your color, just because they think no, this person is too good to be here. We should put away this person. There are enemies everywhere. So always pray that if you are somewhere and your enemies are attacking you in whichever way, that God will bring other solutions for you, even better solutions for you. For example, if you're at your work and someone goes against you and lies about you, and the people are unpolite to you, and you lose your job, don't worry. There are so many ways that God gonna open for you. You're gonna have other jobs that you're gonna start to earn even more money than where you were. And that's why I say, please, never give up. Always continue praying. And you know what? Those people who are evil and wicked, they end up not well because they're evil. They don't want good for nobody. But you yourself, the only way you can keep yourself safe is praying. The only way that God will listen to you is through praying. Because if you don't pray, God thinks, okay, that person thinks she or he can do everything himself or herself. Then you are let out to the world. And when you're praying, you don't have to scream when you're praying. You can pray silently inside your heart. You don't have to scream praying this and this and that. You can pray silently. God hears prayers even when you're quiet inside. Praying can be done quietly inside. Some places they go to these, I think, like churches where they are screaming loud and stuff. You don't have to scream while praying just for God to listen. God listens. Even when you have a partner who is not prayerful, or like for us, for example, who are in the West, most of the Western people, not all of them, but most of them, they are not that religious. Yes, they are Christians, but they are not like those praying like us Africans. But still, we Africans, we cannot stop to pray just because you are in the Western countries or you have a partner who don't pray. Pray quietly. When you wake up, tell God, God, thank you for this beautiful new day that you've given to me. There are so many people who would have liked to see a day like this, but they don't see it. They are gone. They're dead. Let us be people who are also thankful, telling God, thank you. Gift of life. That's something to be thankful to God. Yeah. So let us continue to pray. Let us continue to tell God, thank you. Let us always make sure that our days start with prayers. Don't start your day just, some people just wake up, they start to be very busy. I don't know what they are eating, they're everything. They don't tell God, thank you that I've woken up, that I'm alive. Yeah, they make whatever they want to eat. They even don't tell God, thank you that you've given me something to eat, because there are so many people suffering out there who have nothing to eat, nothing to dress, people sleeping outside, they have nowhere to live. And there you are, you have a nice home, or wherever you're living, you have something to eat, and you still don't tell God, thank you. You don't pray. This song is for you. This song is saying, please pray. Don't stop praying, because God hears prayers. And also, don't think that, for example, because you're rich and you think, oh, now I have everything, I am rich and I don't. Listen, all richness belongs to God. It's God who created everything. So don't think that you are more superior than God. Don't think that, oh, now because I have this and this and this, those are just material things. And remember, when you and me die, we're going to leave everything in this world. Nothing going to go with us when we go to the graveyard. So there we are. Always we should remember where we came from. We are born with nothing and we die. We leave everything in this world. So nobody should ever be having high nose and saying how rich she or he is. And that's why even don't pray. Those things will go one day. So there you are. The big question here is, do you pray? Because it's a good question. Many people used to pray when they were young, maybe, but later on they stopped. Come back. Be prayerful. Tell God always what you want. Talk to God. He hears. He listens. Yes, the song says, that's why I always confess that it's only because of you, Lord, I am standing today. There you go. With the singer here at the end, he's saying, God, thank you so much that it's only because of you that I am here today. It's only because of you. I'm not dead today. It's only because of you, your mercies. I have whatever I have today. Don't think that you have whatever you have just because of your hard work. God blesses hard work. It's through God's blessings that you have what you have, that you are what you are. So continue to pray. Don't give up. Praying is the key here. We can say praying is the key of life. Yes. And also we should always remember to pray for those people who are suffering, because there are so many people around the world suffering. There are so many people. They have no home, place to call home. You know, when we watch everything starting from Palestine with Israel, then you go to my country, Kenya, you go to Congo. We saw what happened just a few days ago. So many inmates done bad things and then assassinated all of them. It's heartbreaking. When you go to, you come here to Sweden, you saw the other day a crazy person just coming and killing so many people, innocent. You know, with US, you see all those things, what's happening, and the whole world need prayers. This is the high time that no one can tell you otherwise. With prayers, it's not only Christians who praise. The Buddhists, they pray. The Muslims, they pray. The Hindu, they pray. Maybe the pagans, I don't know what they pray to, but if you pray, please pray. Because even, we all have different names for God, but it's the same thing. So it's high time. If you are not been praying, I would urge you, please pray. For example, in my country, in Kenya, we need prayers there too, because it's been messy. So many innocent people killed. And the government have been quiet and ignoring, just planning how to steal votes in 2027, for example, because they are greedy, they are selfish, they are egoistic. That's what they think. They just think of the worldly things. They just think about the material things. This is high time. We all say we need to pray. You pray, I pray. We all need prayers. Pray for your loved ones. Pray for your country. Pray for your children. Pray for your friends. It's high time for each and every one of us to say, you know what? Before we never used to pray, but now we're going to start to pray, because the importance of praying is so huge. And remember that when we pray, we show God respect. God also sees that we appreciate him, because he is the one who gave us life. Those of us who believe that way, if you're not in this Scientologists, they think different. But if you're there and you believe that God gave us lives, it's God who has given us lives, start to pray as well. Don't ignore prayers. Always remember that each and every new day we see, it is a blessing from God. It's not because we know how many hours we should sleep, and that's why we're just waking up and going up. No. It's just take the mercies of God for us to go to bed, and then we wake up. It takes God's mercy. So there you are. The big question here remains: are we going to continue to pray? Those of us who pray, continue, don't give up. And if you are there and you never pray, start to pray. You don't need to pray long prayers. Just telling God, thank you, Lord. Please, Lord, protect me when I go to work, when I come back from work. God, protect me from the enemies. And as I have said, there are enemies each and everywhere. Even there where you go to work. Don't think that all your workmates are your friends. They could be full of jealousy. There are some workmates, for example, they've worked for a long time. For example, I can talk about health here in Sweden. There are some people, for example, they've worked in health for many years. And they've never made anything in their lives. So they are not even happy to be there, but they have no other chances. So the only thing they can do, they stick at the same place working, but they remove their anger with the new employees coming in. So if you're new employed in health in Sweden, let me know, please. If you go in health places where you're working and you see some of the people who've worked for a long time and they're angry, they're aggressive, they're hysteric, it's because they've worked years and years and years and they have nothing. And so they're not happy with their lives. They've worked their ass off all their lives, but they have nothing to show off. So the only thing they can do is to remove their anger with you, who is coming in to work. You are new, maybe you've made up a little bit in your life, you are okay, and they don't like that. So the moment you come to work, you're smiling, you are happy, you don't have any stress. They will hate on you, they will lie about you. But you know what? Leave them, because they will stay there where they've always been staying, but they will stay on there with having nothing, just like they've done for many years, because they are evil and wicked. But don't even think about them. If they are bad to you and you're able to move away from them, God will make new ways for you. He will. Pray, because you can get other jobs where you are earning even much more money and you don't need to stay where you're being looked in a bad way. People are being unfriendly, people are lying about you. You don't need to stay in those kind of places, because peace is very important in life. So if you're there and you know that your place of work is not the best place to be because you're even not happy, that's why some people die young also, because they are unhappy where they're working. But they are put there because of situations. They have nowhere to run to. They have no otherwise. They don't have any supportive people around them who can support them, give them other jobs, help them this and this. They don't have. So they are stuck there in those unfriendly, bad places of working place. They are stuck there. It's sad. And that's why I say pray and pray and pray. If you're in such a place, pray God that God can create a new way for you, that you're able to move away from those abusive areas you are in, so that you can build your life in a different way, so that you are able to make it again in life in a different place, more happy place. We know that happiness, no money in the world can pay happiness. You know, somewhere that you enjoy to be. Don't, you know, in some working places, some people are very angry. They don't want to be there, but the circumstances force them to be there, you know, and they are being mistreated. They are being talked rudely to. They are being looked at like, you know, for example, for the dark colored people, I can say, wherever you're working, even for example, I am in Sweden, and if you're a dark person and you're in your working place and you're being treated bad because you're dark, you know, because they are racist here and there. But you know what? Pray to God to remove you from those bad places, so that God can build other ways for you, other businesses for you. For example, online thing. It is the thing nowadays. God can make a way for you that you can start to be, you know, other kind of jobs where you are happy, because there are so many people working, even in the diaspora, for example, and they are being mistreated because of their color, because they are black. They are disliked because of their skin color. So what you can do, if you are one of them, pray to God, tell God, God, please make other ways for me, where I can go and meet nice people, polite people, kind people, because not everybody is bad. For example, in Sweden, not everybody is a racist. I'm married to a Swedish, and he and his family, loving, beautiful. Also, before I was married to another Swedish, lovely family. Up to today, we are still friends, nice, kind, very nice. Never a single time I've ever been treated wrongly just because of my color. I've never gone through that with my family members. But at works here and there, you can see some people, oh, they look at you like this. They think, oh, that's a black person. And especially if you're black and your place of work, maybe you are okay. They don't like it. Maybe you're smiling, you're happy, you're not stressed. They don't like that. And that's why I say always pray God to make other doors, other ways for you, so that if you go to different kind of places, you'll meet nice people, kind people, polite people, not racist people. Always pray and pray and pray that God can open all different kind of doors for you. But if you don't pray and you're just stuck there, you'll be sad, you'll be sad for the rest of your life as long as you are still working in those places you're being mistreated. And you don't pray for God to open other doors for you. You don't do anything about it. You need to start praying so that God can open doors and stuff like that for you. Yes, as I have said, it's high time for us to continue praying for the world. The world need prayers. And when I mean the world, I mean everywhere. Not only Kenya or Sweden or Germany or America or I don't know where. The whole world need prayers. It's so much going on that there's nothing more anybody can do apart from praying. There is nothing more. The world is cruel. The world we are living in today is tough. As I have said, it's always good to listen to these beautiful songs so that with each and every song, we see what we can learn. And with this song, as I promise that I will say the name of the singer. The singer is called Semi Shege, is the name of the singer. Sami Shege, Sami with Sammie, Shege. Yes, Tiga Nimahoya is the name of the song. Let's see what Joyce is saying. Support the host. Thank you. Pray until something happens, because God never blind nor deaf to hear our supplications. Yes, exactly. So as I have said, with this song, please listen to it for those who understand Kikuyu language. Sami Shege, Tiga Nimahoya. And for those who don't understand Kikuyu, hey, I'm here for you. I am here to explain to you what these beautiful Kikuyu songs talks about. All right, I thank you all so much. For those who will watch later, I thank you as well. And stay blessed. And I'll be back tomorrow, same time, which is 11:15 Kenyan time. And in Sweden or German time, it's 9:15 p.m. in the evening. Okay? Take good care. Thank you, Joyce, for coming. And for all those that are at the back listening, thank you all. And stay blessed. And let's continue to pray. Praying is the way to go. Thank you and stay blessed. And for those who haven't touched the subscribe button, please don't forget it. I will appreciate. You can like, comment, and share. Thank you and bye-bye.